Sorry, hit some canned goods back here. Hey! It's Tank Top Tuesday. Cheers, my friends. Hold on just a second. I got to pose for my booktube thumbnail. Did I forget to turn the stove off? Alright. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're going to get to that. I was pretty happy today. I got a royalty check in the mail from Lulu, where I self-published my couple of books, and there it is. I'll cover my address since people try to send me money all the time. But it's for $21.73, so if anybody knows of any investment opportunities where you can, quintuple, whatever, let me know, because 21 bucks. I know what I'll probably invest in. Something to keep me hydrated. Alright, yeah. Oh yeah, there was another thing. I promised Ann, or I told Ann from Book Your Imagination. Her and I both attended Morehead State. I don't know what year she was there, but there's my ID. Check out the hair. Also, I was a dropout. I'm sure she graduated. But oh, if you're wondering why the edges of this card is bent like that, let me explain that. During the time I was going to Morehead State, I was also working full-time trying to raise kids. I worked in maintenance and construction for a place where they counseled people, kids in crisis, all kinds of rape crisis. So they had a lot of psychiatrists, a lot of shrinks, pardon the term, and for some reason they couldn't remember to grab their friggin' keys before they walked out of the office. So this card and several others that I carried in my wallet at the time, I had to use to card their doors to get into their offices, because I had an associate's degree, actually at the time, and they had bachelor's and master's degrees, but they couldn't remember to grab their keys before they locked their office. So yeah, I had to help them out. I wrecked this card, and I split a couple out, my GNC, my General Nutrition Center card that I used to have, because my kids played football and they took supplements and stuff because they worked out. So yeah, that's the story behind that. And so there, Ann, if you happen to watch this, yep, my fellow Eagle. Anywho, let's get to the heart of the matter. First of all, last week there was a choice between, I'll let you all pick my doom, choice between Safe Harbor, Elvis and me, and everybody went with Elvis and me. So that's what I'll be reading. Now, I also got a few books this week, so we might as well go through those. Where am I going to set these? The first is The Word for World is Force by Ursula K. Le Guin, and like I said previously, I'm going to get into reading a little more of her stuff, because I haven't read anything of hers, I think, since the 70s, which is rather sad. Then I picked up, and I love how they put the friggin' stickers on these used books, God, Emperor of Dune, Frank Herbert, which I plan to do a buddy read with Elena Macradina. Maybe in March. I'll have to check her schedule. Dan Simmons, Hyperion, which is a book I can't believe I have not read. I've been putting it off for a long time, so can't wait to dig into that one too. Then I have Sun Chief, an autobiography of a Hopi Indian. I read this 20 some years ago in a cultural anthropology class, this and Pretty Shield. And from what I recall, it was, oh listen man, I'm totally into the Native American scene, so. Then, I can't remember, somebody commented, if you recall, whoever it is out there, someone suggested The Crook Factory by Dan Simmons, and I was like, hey man, I'm always open to suggestions as far as books go, so I picked it up. And by the synopsis, it sounds pretty freaking interesting. I like Dan Simmons. And then I picked up Let It Go Now, 10 Ways to Avoid an Unhealthy Relationship by Melinda Stewart. And this is for Todd and Dane's indie read-along for March. And her daughter, her channel's Capri's Book Island. She interviewed her mom on her channel, and she had a link down there, you know, buy my mom's book, and I told her I would, so I always try to keep my word, so I'm going to read that one. And then I got The Count of 11 by Ramsey Campbell. Mark Nash wants to get into maybe reading a little horror, and he heard this one had kind of a humorous slant to it, so I guess we're going to find out. I'll wait until Mark's schedule allows us to do a buddy read on this, so there you go. I got it, Mark. Just holler at me, man. So that was it for this latest edition of Tank Top Tuesday. Cheers, my friends. And if you stuck around this long, thank you. Thank you very much. See you later. Gosh, that was terrible. My apologies to the king. Bye.